But if there is more competition in the market, what happens? If there is more competition in the market for that particular product, surely the prices have to come down. Publicity will surely increase the sales, as well as it will increase the revenue as well as the income to the organization or the company, and also it creates a demand for that particular products. You cannot assume that surely we'll have a great sales, more sales, and it will fetch more revenue or the income or the profit. Hi and a warm welcome to you all dear students. I, George Elime, Commerce Faculty, Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Dear students, let us move on to the session 5. In today's session 5, we'll be discussing about the importance of publicity. In the last session, I was explaining to you about the publicity, right? The meaning and definition of publicity. Now, in today's topic, it is related to the importance of publicity, right? Now, let us understand what is the importance and what are the characteristic features, all this. Now, first we'll take up the importance of publicity. First, it says like advertising as well as like a sales promotion. So, sales can also be increased through this publicity. So, publicity will surely increase the sales as well as it will increase the revenue as well as the income to the organization or the company, and also it creates a demand for that particular products. Publicity will carry more creditability, that is compared to advertisement. So it has lot of creditability when you compare it with advertisement, because it is a word mouth of recommendation. It reaches very fast like fire. So publicity is cost free, no one is going to sponsor it, right? And it does not involve any kind of direct cost, but it involves indirect cost, as I told you in the last session. And publicity offers a lot of benefits to the producers as well as to the distributors who are doing that particular work. Now, the first importance we'll see, publicity is an effective medium in order to see that it is giving a very good message. It is passing a message to the mass of people, to the large number of people, right, with more credibility. So it has a lot of credibility, where you can see it is giving lot of information, or the message has been passed to the people at large and to the mass. It is communicating. So people have more trust on the news which is given by this publicity. So as I told you, it is trustworthy, believable, as well as it is reliable. Whatever the news is being given by the various medias in the form of publicity, it has a lot of credibility as well as it has more trust and it is reliable. And the credibility level of the publicity is much higher than advertising and other means of market promotion. This is the second importance of publicity. It says whatever the level of credibility is there in publicity, it has a greater advantage, or as you can say, it is much higher than the advertisement, because and any other means of market promotion, it may be salesmanship or it may be door-to-door selling, right, or demonstration, whatever it is. So this particular publicity, it has surely very good level of credibility compared to advertisement or any other means of promotional tools. And people express more trust on what the third party says, because when somebody is saying it, and surely they are going to rely on that, and they will be having a trust, and these people and the public at large, they will be independently, it says they trust whatever the third party says independently, and it appears directly to the newspapers, because we are reading the newspapers every day, we are watching the magazines, or we are reading the magazines, watching the televisions, news we are listening, right, and we are seeing the news in the TVs. So it is all given by the third party, and surely it is free from bias. So there is no bias on it. Then third, it says it provides more information as a valuable information. Whatever the information has been passed by this publicity, it is surely giving a very good valuable information which is free of cost, right? So you need not have to pay anything, just open the newspaper or watch the TV, you will be getting a lot of news which is being given in the form of publicity. From space to time constraints. So you can find different kinds of news, right, free of cost. It may be even from the point of view of space and point of view of time. And also it says publicity takes place immediately. So publicity will take immediately. There is no need to wait for the time or the space in the media. And it says it enjoys priority. So it will enjoy priority because there is no requirement of any kind of space or time. So it automatically and immediately it will be responding. And the fourth importance says the firm is not required to pay. So a company or the firm or organization is not required to pay anything or to the publicity, because it is a non-personal communication which has been addressed to mass. It is a non-personal communication which has been addressed to mass. So that the indirect costs only are related to the publicity, that is, they are much lower than the means of other advertisement cost. Now the fifth importance is it is a part of public relation. Everyone knows that publicity is a part of public relation because it has been done through the having a very good relationship with the public. So it is free from all exaggeration, and also it says it carries more factual information. That is very important. Factual information is information where it says whatever is being done, same thing will be telecasted, or the same news will be given in the newspapers or in the magazines. So what are the facts? So that will be only given in the form of publicity about that particular company, and it is more trustable and trustworthy, as I told you in the beginning, and it helps the public relations also at large. And the sixth importance is generally publicity covers the varied information. So there's a lot of information is being covered through publicity. It's not that only one kind of news is being given or is spread, but it is been giving a lot of varied or different kinds of information will be given here. Under publicity, it is normally involves the name of the company. So here the name of the company or the organization will be there, and it's good, whatever the goods and services which has been produced or it is been marketing, that also will be there in that publicity, and they'll be giving information about that. Then the history of that particular company and the outstanding, the reputation and the goodwill of that particular company, and whatever the achievements of that particular company, all this will be said in this publicity. And also similar issues which are like here the publicity knowledge is more complete compared to advertisement. So you can find lot of knowledge, you can get lot of knowledge from this publicity than in advertisement. Then seventh importance is publicity directly helps the middleman and the salesperson. Surely this publicity will help the middleman and the salesperson, because that will be like acting as a arrow where you want to reach, that is where you want to hit the target. Surely this publicity also will act as a arrow to target the customers, and that will surely help the middleman also directly, as well as the sales persons who are doing that is sales work. So the task becomes very easy. So when something is being published on that particular company or the particular product, automatically the news has already reached the people, and by this it is easy for the salesman or the people who are dealing with this particular product in order to reach to the customers. Surely they'll have an easy task, and they'll not find any kind of difficulty in sending that particular products or selling that particular products. And this publicity will speak lot about the products, because it is a word mouth of recommendation. Now if I am saying something about that particular product, so surely that will be heard through many people, and that many people again they will be speaking about that. That will be spread like that, like a fire. It spreads very fast and very soon, and also it is giving lot of information about that particular products or the companies. And it says on behalf of the middleman and salesman, and sellers are not required to provide more information to convince the customer. So here there is no need of any kind of more efforts to be put by the salesman or the marketer in order to sell the product. Already the message has been passed, it has been already conveyed. Here the less effort on the part of the middleman and the salesperson to carry out their sales transactions or the sales work. So it is suitable for those companies which cannot be, this is the next point, that is the next importance of publicity. It is suitable for those companies which cannot afford the expensive ways to promote the product. So this kind of publicity is a most important platform, we can say, or it is a source where it is very important and part of the marketer or the producer who cannot afford to pay so much of money on part of advertisement. So surely he will be using this kind of tactics, or one of the important promotional tool also we can say about publicity, where he can easily carry on this, or he can rely on it and start working on it, so that he can carry on its business and do the marketing activities to sell the product to the consumers. The next importance is publicity increases the credit or the fame of the company. Surely this publicity will increase the name and fame of that particular company, because it is giving all the information, lot of knowledge you can get about that particular product or that particular company. Surely it will be giving a very good reputation and also the goodwill for that particular company. Publicity on company's assistant in relief operations. So when there is a publicity related to the relief operations at the time of floods, or in time of wars, or in time of natural calamities which occurs, surely that will have a create image. It will create a very good image on the minds of the customers or the public at large, right? So during flood, earthquake, all these drafts, all this, as I told you, natural calamities, surely it will highlight that particular name of that company or the name of that particular organization which is doing it, and whatever the social contribution you are doing in the mass. media, surely that will create a very good high esteem for the company, because many will be talking, yeah, only this particular A company is only just manufacturing the product and selling it, that's it. They are not going to take any undertaking any kind of social activities. But when you undertake the social activities, surely that will be covered. I think from past 2-3 years back, previously we can see that there was a floods, right, as well as landslides occurred. Now in Kerala also there was a lot of landslides and floods were there. Then in our Karnataka also, in the Coorg district, a lot of landslides also occurred, right, and there were so many floods also occurred, and due to that many of the companies also, like for example Infosys, surely just I'm taking the name of Infosys, like that there are many companies, but Infosys also took very good, that is the importance in order to give very good by giving the necessities, whatever the necessities required by the people for their daily purpose or for the living. So that is the needs and wants was satisfied by these companies, and because of that there was a publicity being given, but they did not do for the publicity, but surely the media or the any other kinds of, that is the media, they published and they showed how well they are doing the work in order to carry out the mission that is related to the social work, or in confronting, that is the people who are there at the flood or who are suffering from this particular natural calamities. Next is the publicity can be used by non-commercial organizations or the institutions like universities or hospitals, education institutions, then Association for Blinds or Handicaps, then other social missionary organization. So all this can be used by the non-commercial activities also. So publicity can be used even for non-commercial as well as commercial activities. For non-commercial, you can see the organization or the institutions like hospitals, non-charitable institution, educational institutions, then the Association for Blinds and the Handicapped People, and all other social and missionary activities or organization which is taking place. And this can surely publicize the noble works by the medium of publicity. Surely that will help in order to publish whatever the noble work they are doing on part of the social work, and that will create a lot of publicity on them. Now coming to the objectives of publicity, it says building corporate image. So this is the first objective. It says building a corporate image, means it says through publicity any of the company can build its or improve its corporate image. How it can improve the corporate image? That is, the people will trust more on what, that is the press reporters, they give the news or the facts, the columnists or the news readers, that is through mass media, or it may be independently, or any other company says. Now this publicity, it has a very, that is, it is very important, and the highlights of this particular company name and operations. So publicity, surely it will highlight that particular company's name as well as what are the activities it is taking place and what are the operation it has been rendering, right, and what are the functions. Then it popularizes the name of the company. So surely by this you can find it creates a corporate image on the minds of the people. Second objective says economy. So it is a very cost saving medium. As I told you, it is only having an indirect cost and not a direct cost. So surely it is a cost saving medium. Here the company is not required to pay for any kind of messages, as I told you in the earlier. So here it is not sponsored by the sponsor, actual sponsor, or the market or the producer, but preparation of this particular message or buying the space and time. Like in advertisement, you need to buy the space, the time, all that, and you have to spend a lot on advertisement. Here nothing as such we have, right? And the cost involved is much lower than the other means of market promotion. So the cost involved here is totally very less compared to advertisement or any other means of market promotional activities. Financial poor companies may opt for this particular publicity because they don't have so much of finance, or they are not so financial enough in order to take the advertisement. Then third objective says it is assisting the middleman and salesman. As I told you, it is very much helpful on part of the middleman and salesman, because it is easy for them to carry on the task, right, in order to carry on the task of selling the products to the customers, or because publicity has already conveyed the message about that particular product and about that particular company. Surely it will have a greater impact on the minds of the customers to buy that particular product, because they know the information, they have received a lot of information and the knowledge about that particular product and the company. So that is why it is easy. It makes the task easier for the middleman and the salesperson to carry out their sales work. The fourth objective is information with high credibility. This particular publicity, surely it is having high credibility compared to advertisement. So it says it is targeted information which is more reliable, that everyone will rely on it, and customers do not express any kind of doubts. So, but in advertisement, you can see that yes, there may be some doubts, there may be some confusions, right? So, but here, there may be a lot of questions about that particular product, but here, when publicity, it is not so. Here, there is no doubts or no, this one, what you call misunderstanding or confusions in the minds of the customers, because it is a more reliable news which is being given by the people, that is the third party, and thereby it says customers, they don't express any kind of doubts on what the publicity is appealing or it is sending the message or passing the message. The customers will assign more value to the information that is supplying by mass media as well as the publicity than the advertisement. Then next objective, fifth objective says removing understanding or the bad image. So surely this publicity will remove the bad image or remove the misunderstanding on part of that particular company or the whatever the product. So company can defend the product that has encountered public problems. Surely any company, if say they can surely defend themselves from the people, that is, it can defend the product as well as its company, and they can encounter with the public problems which the public face due to the product or due to the company. But in many cases, you see, publicity is aimed at removing this misunderstanding. So publicity, surely it will remove the misunderstanding, it will clear all the doubts, all the problems, right? Solve all the problems, and also the bad impression which has been created on minds of the customer about that particular product or the company. And therefore it says whatever maybe the company conveys is more likely to be believed. So because whatever the publicity is giving, the news or the information which has been given by the publicity, surely it is a reliable one. So most of the customers will not have any doubts, and that will surely remove or eliminate all the misunderstandings, and no problems will arise. And sixth objective says building interest on product categories. So here under this particular objective of building interest on product category, says that is publicity will attract attention of the buyers, surely, because they are relying on that particular publicity, that it is trustworthy, it is reliable one, the information or the news which is being given by publicity. So naturally it will attract the customers also, attention of the customers or the buyers, and due to this more trusted news where they are watching it or where they are getting it, the people will build the interest on the various products and also the activities which is being done on part of that particular company. The next one is newsworthiness. What is newsworthiness? It says publicity will publicize the fact that everyone knows. It is an interesting way, different ways, in different interesting ways, publicity surely will publicize, or it will create a news or publicize the fact. And it is eye-catching in nature. So it is like eye-catching. Everyone will be looking towards that particular news which is being publicized. And that is why we say it is a eye-catching one, and people do not skip this news. So no people want to skip the news which is being given by the publicity, right? Which has been, and more likely happens in case of advertisement. But in advertisement, if you see, the most of us, we will not watch or will not be so much giving attention towards advertisement. But for the publicity, surely we will be looking for that particular news. What is that news? What are all the details in that? We will be eagerly waiting for it. So a new product which is launched by the distinct personalities like film star or any other sports person, etc., right, or a cricketer in a grand function, that particular product becomes more popular within no time. So within no time, you can see that particular product which is being inaugurated by a great personalities, it may be film personalities or the cricketers or the different VVIPs, right? So that particular product, surely it will have in a short period of time, surely it will have a demand for that particular product, will create demand for the particular product, and compared to the advertisement. Now it is very important part of your examination point of view, because it may be asked for 5 marks or 10 marks. Now coming to the social and economic aspects of advertisement, this is also very, very important. It is a weightage on your examination point of view. It can be asked for 10 marks, right? So every coin has two sides, we know that. So this sentence surely says every coin has two sides. One is the head and tail, we say, right? So here let us understand what are the social and the economic aspects related to this particular advertising. Now that finishes the publicity part there. Now we are coming back here to advertising, that is what are the important effects or the impact on social as well as the economic aspects. So under economic role of advertisement, what is the role or what is the impact or the effect of advertisement towards economics? So it says, first thing, it says value of products. This is very important. They can ask you for short short notes, write a short note on value of products for 5 marks. So advertisement products are not always the best products in the market. Whatever the product which has been advertised in the market, surely it will not be the best product. So it will not convince or it will not satisfy the needs and wants of all the customers at large. So it may be only satisfying only a few people, but not everyone, not every customer. There are some unadvertised products also, which is also present, which is good enough. There are some products which has not been advertised, but still it is a very good product, right? And because advertisement helps in increase the value of that particular products by showing the positive image of the products, which is in turn helps convince the customer to buy. So thereby it says advertisement will help increasing the value of that particular product. When you give advertisement, surely that will increase the value of the product, and thereby you can see it will be showing a very good positive side of that particular product, and thereby it will create a very good image on minds of the customers so that they will be convinced in order to buy that particular product. And advertisement, surely it will educate the consumers about what are the uses of the product, what are the benefits of the product, right? And therefore it will increase the value in the minds of the customers. Now example, if you see the phone you take, mobile phones, smartphones we can say, so it was first considered as a necessity. So earlier days it was a necessity one, but it becomes a luxurious one now. So nowadays the cell phones comes with number of features, more number of features. Earlier we had only that keypad mobiles, so it was very necessary for us now. But now if you see, we have smartphones and all, Apple company, all these phones have come up with different companies with lot of features, and surely which makes them the mode of convenience for by consumers. Surely they will think about to go about that particular product which is giving lot of features and which is having lot of value. Now coming to the second aspect on economic aspect of advertisement, says effect on prices. So some advertisement products do not cost more than unadvertisement products, but the vice versa is also true. So some of the products which have been advertised that do not cost more than unadvertised products, but it can be the same opposite of it also. But if there is more competition in the market, what happens? If there is more competition in the market for that particular product, surely the prices have to come down. Naturally, because when there is a lot of competition, if you are an intelligent marketer, automatically you will decrease your price. You will decrease your price, you will give more offers, more discounts. So like this, in order to attract customer, so that you can get sales and also earn profit. Example, cane juices from various brands. Some of the professionals like chartered accountants, doctors are not allowed to advertise. So here, some of the professionals, yes, we have doctors, engineers, lawyers, all this, you cannot advertise, right? But it says cane juices from various brands can be advertised, but some products do not advertise much. So some of the products are there where there is not much of advertisement is there on that part, and they don't need much of it also. So that particular products doesn't require so much of advertisement also, but even then the prices are high, but still they are the leaders in the market. Even though that particular products is not giving a lot of advertisement about that particular product, so there is no advertisement, so much advertisement on that particular part of products, and even it doesn't require so much of advertisement on that particular product, and even the prices is also very high on that particular product, but still it is the number one product or the leader in the market and having the brand name. Example, Porsche cars, etc. Now the third economic aspects of advertisement says effect on consumer demand and choices. So here also this will have a greater impact on the economic aspect of advertisement, because even if the product is heavily advertised, even if you are giving more advertisement, heavy advertisement on that particular product, it does not mean that demand or say consumer rates will also increase. Just because you are giving more advertisement, more heavy advertisement on that particular product, you cannot assume that surely will have a great sales, more sales, and it will fetch more revenue or the income or the profit. So it cannot happen. So it will have a greater, and it will not create more demand. Okay, just because you are giving more advertisement on it. So the product has to be different with better quality and more variety than others. How you can get more sales? How you can, without giving lot of advertisement also, if that particular product is having very good quality, superior quality, as also it is having lot of value, and also it is providing variety products is been offered compared to the other competitive products, naturally, or we can see that there is a very good sales for that particular product, and also it will fetch more profit. So example, Kellogg's cornflakes have a variety of flavors. You see, Kellogg's, everyone knows that. Even sometimes we also eat, and children's most favorite dish it is, like, right? So they can just eat it like that, open that particular packet or sachet, open it and eat it, or they can mix with the milk and they'll eat it like for snacks in the evening. So this Kellogg's cornflakes, they have a variety of flavors. There are different flavors in that, and which is ranging to offer different age groups, as I told you. So I can also eat, you can also eat, even children can also eat, right? And now also for the people who want to lose their weight, now it is also helpful. If you eat that Kellogg's, you can also reduce your weight. Okay, so everyone will be thinking, yes, I want to become like a film star, I want to become like Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan or Amir Khan, something like that, right? So you want to reduce your weight. So in that case, it is very useful on part of consumers to take this Kellogg cornflakes, because it is having lot of different flavors and it ranges and offers for the different variety of people or the different age groups. So thus giving the customer different choices to select one. So here it is giving lot of choices to the consumers to select of that particular variety of flavors or the products. The next economic aspect is effect on business cycle. Surely this will have a greater impact on the business cycle, because advertisement no doubt helps in employment more number of people. So advertisement, surely it will create more number of employment on part of the people, because it increases the payrolls of the people working in that particular field. So surely they will get more salary because they are more specialists and they are very intelligent people and they are creative and more skilled people. Surely they will be, and they are called as the designers, and that will create and it will have a greater impact on the business cycle, and it helps collecting more revenues from the sellers also. So this particular advertisement, it says it will be helpful in collecting more revenues or income for the sellers, which they use for betterment of the products and the services. So through this advertisement, it will create or it will fetch more revenues or income that can be used on the products for the betterment or development of the products. But there are some bad effects of the advertisement, because it says if you see the business cycle, there's sometimes the consumer find the foreign product better than going for a national brand. So even if you take the brand cycle, that is the business cycle, most of the people or the consumers, they prefer the, even though that brand is good, but still they prefer the foreign brands rather than our countries or national brands. So due to that, there is having a lot of effect on business cycle. So surely it says this advertisement definitely will affect the production, which in may turn affect the GDP as well as GDP of the country. And this economic aspects, surely it has been supported by abundance principle, which says producing more products and services than consumer rate, which will surely help. That is, firstly keeping the consumers informed about that particular product and the options, and secondly it helps the sellers in playing a very healthy competition atmosphere with their self-interest. Now coming to the next important aspect of the student, this is about the social aspect. Social aspects or the social effects of advertising. How it affects the social or society at large. So there are some positive aspects as well as the negative aspects. So any product you take or any people, anything you take, there should be negative as well as the positive. The pros and cons we say, right? So here also advertisement, surely it is having a positive as a negative side or the negative aspect on the social ground. Now we can see that first it says depiction in advertising. That means the relation between the buyers and sellers is maintained. How? By the buyers, if they are satisfied with what they see or what they saw in advertise and what they got after buying that particular product. So the relation between buyers and sellers is been maintained only if the buyer is getting what he wants and what he has already seen it from the advertisement, and the same thing if he gets back when after buying it, that particular product or the service, then only he will be happy. So here through this you can maintain the good relationship between buyers and the sellers. Now the seller shows a false and defective image and exaggerated image of the product in the advertisement. So if you think, for example, a seller is selling or showing a very bad image or a very, what do you say, false and defective product in the advertisement, then the relation between the buyers and sellers cannot be healthy. So no one will be interested to buy it. If you see a very bad, what you call, it is not a very good product, which is creating lot of on the minds of the people that it is not a good product, is not having a good quality, the prices are very high, and there are very good quality products and variety of products in the competitors, then surely no one will be buying it. So in that way it says surely that will relation between the buyers and sellers cannot be an healthy one. And these problems can be overcome. You can solve these problems if the sellers keep their ads clean and display the right image of the products. So how you can overcome this particular problem? You can solve this particular problem, that is by giving a very good ad on that particular product and giving a very good information related to that particular product. The next social aspect says subliminal advertising. It means, see, capturing the minds of the consumer is the main intention. So, the main intention of advertisement is to catch the minds and attention of the customers, right? And these advertisements are made in such a way that the consumers don't even realize that the ad has made an impact on the minds and results in buying the product which they do not even need. See, this is what happens. The advertisement is so much like it is catching the eyes of the customers, or it is pulling the brains of the customers, or it is been memorizing with that particular product, where the particular product which is been given in the advertisement, it is creating lot of impact on the minds of the customers, and this will result in surely in buying that particular product. In such a way, it is going to create an impact on the minds of the customers, even though they don't want it, but still they go and buy it. But all ads are not don't impress all customers at all times. This is very good statement. It says all times all the advertisement will surely not be a very good one, or it will not create, or it will not impress the customers. Every time you cannot fool the same person, right? So likewise, all the advertisement or all the ads will not create or will not impress every time the customers. So because majority of customers buy products on the basis of price and needs. Why it is happening like this? Because most of the customers, they buy the products not on the basis of advertisement, but it is based on their priority, their needs, their wants, and which is satisfying them, and also depending upon the buying capacities or the buying behaviors or buying decisions, that is the price. The next social aspect says effect on a value system. The advertisement surely will have effect on the value system. That is, the advertisers use puffing tactics or the ideas which is endorsement from celebrities and play an emotional role. So here you can see the advertisement, most of the advertisement you can see big VIPs will be coming and they will be giving advertisement, and the big celebrities. So when they make the advertisement through the celebrities, surely they think that that particular advertisement will have a greater impact on the minds of the people. That is, emotionally you are you are targeting them, which will make the ad so powerful that the consumers like helpless praise buy those products. Because Amitabh Bachchan has come into that particular advertisement, surely most of us will think that yeah, that product is very good, and surely we go and purchase that particular product, right? But still that particular product may not be good one, or it may not be very much useful on us, which is satisfying the wants and needs. It may not satisfy the wants and needs, but still we go and buy that particular product because there is an sensational, or we say an emotional play is being played through advertisement by bringing the celebrities into the advertisement and making the customers closing the eyes and going for that particular product. So these ads make poor people buy the products which they cannot afford. Even the poor people, just because Amitabh Bachchan is there, I am going to buy that particular product. So even though they are not affordable to buy that particular product, they still buy the product. And people picking up bad habits like smoking and drinking also will happen and buy products just because their favorite actor or actress, whatever it is, they endorse that particular product. Because that particular personality who is there in that particular ad, who is showing that particular ad or giving that particular ad, is giving it or doing that or taking that particular product. So in the minds of the customer also, why not I take it, because I am a fan of that particular celebrity, even let me also go and buy that and use it. So that will have a greater impact on the health of the consumer also, that is like smoking, drinking, or all these things. Then this effect is increase the cost of the whole society and the loss of values of their own lives. Then offensiveness. So this is also one of the important aspects, that is social aspect or the effect on the advertisement. So some of the ads are so offensive that they are not acceptable by the buyers. So there are so much offensive, and where they are not going to buy that particular product. So consumers will not be happy to buy that or acceptable to buy that particular product. Example, the ads of denim jeans showed girls wearing very less clothes and making that as a very sex appeal. So that will not be taking into consideration. The people will not accept that. This kind of vulgar, you say, vulgar kind of advertisements. So these kind of ads are irrelevant to the actual product. So this is not relevant. So whatever the fact, the relevant one only should be advertised. And there is some ads which are educative also and now acceptable by people. But now there are some ads which is giving an education on part of the consumers at large, and those kind of advertisements will be accepted by the people or the consumers. Now earlier ads or the advertisement giving information about the birth control pills was considered offensive, but now this has been, the same ads are being considered educative and more important in nowadays, that is in 21st century, for the young or the youth. So, but at last there are some great positive aspect also, surely, which will help the development of the society and the growth of technologies through this ad. Then it will create lot of employment opportunities. Then it gives lot of choices to the buyers, right? With the self-interest to buy that particular product. Then it also welcomes the healthy competition on the minds of the producer or the marketer, to have a very healthy competition between the competitors. Then it improves the standard of living of the people buying that particular products of that particular companies. Giving information on social, economical and health issues also will be done on part of advertisement. So all these play a very important role in the social aspects. So dear students, this is very important. As I told you, the social and economic effects or the aspects of advertisement, surely it can be asked for 5 marks or surely it can be asked for 10 marks. So only if they ask for economic aspects of advertisement, it can be economic or social, it can be for 5 marks, but together if they ask, it can be asked for 10 marks, right? So publicity is also very important. As I told you, it is also give a note on publicity for 5 marks. So like this, they can ask you in the examination. So prepare well and see that you write it in the examination. So students, see you in the next class or in the next session. Until then, take care. Have a nice day. Thank you, students.